I think it's a timeless story. I mean, it's a fairy tale, but the reason we have fairy tales is because they remind us of things that we as humans all share and experience and should know.
It's really exciting and fun. There's singing and dancing, and it's a big family musical.
One of the kinds of shows that we haven't done in a few years is a family show. You know, a show that's really geared for the whole family. Secondarily, we'd done this production, we'd done Cinderella 11 years ago, and we still had the costumes for it. So I thought, well, we also need a musical that's got a number of good women's roles, because you're always looking for shows with good, strong women's parts. And Cinderella fit all of those.
Musicals are my passion and have been since high school. I've participated in each and every one I get the opportunity to, and when I found out Boise State was having auditions, I was right on the list.
I chose to audition for this show mostly because I've been in Boise State's main stage shows for the last 4 years. I enjoy working on the very big stage, and Cinderella's been one of my favorites. I was very excited to audition for Rodgers and Hammerstein's.
She has a terrific voice. She was very coachable in the audition process. If an actor comes in and says a line only one way and that's the only way they can say it, he's a scary person and we're not going to want to work with him. Rachael showed us pretty early on that she was the kind of person who could make adjustments. She had a great voice. She's a lovely actress who looks perfect for the role of Cinderella. So all of those things together made her the logical choice.
In my own little corner, in my own
I'm portraying His Royal Highness Christopher Rupert, Windermere Vladimir, Carl Alexander, Francois Reginald, Lancelot Herman, Gregory James. Most people call me Prince Charming for short. It's very different for me because I get to be the hero for once. Usually I am, soldier number 5 or chorus boy number 2.
This role differs from most of the roles I've had. I've never had a title role. I've done a lot of supporting actors like Lucy in You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and fun characters, so it's really exciting to do a show where I get to kind of carry it on my shoulders.
We cast the show before Christmas. Cast members who were interested got their own books over the break, the holiday break, and started studying the roles. So we started, as soon as we started back in school, and we've been rehearsing every week since then. So we've had an extended rehearsal period, which has been nice, and also given the fact that it's a lot to learn. I mean, there's a lot of dance to learn and a lot of music to learn. And for the students to get to the point at which they can get up there and perform as easily and as efficiently as possible, the extra time has been really good.
I've really been spending a couple hours a day now working on choreography, running lines with the prince and other characters like the Stepsisters. So Cinderella is consuming most of my life right now.
Every moment I can spare, I'm usually up in the practice rooms here at the Morrison Center. BSU has wonderful facilities. I've been so grateful for the time the cast and my directors and coaches have taken to help me fill these rather large shoes.
The most challenging part of my role probably so far is capturing the princess physicality and getting my body to portray elegance. People who have worked with Disney know the kind of muscle you have to keep your hands in a flexed upright princess position.
I vocally have very much had to expand my range and my technique far beyond anything I've ever done before. It's been so much fun to get to dance again, and acting, learning so much from Dr. Klautsch. It's allowed me to grow in every direction as a performer.
A little secret that you might not know about the performance of Cinderella: in the stepmother's bucket I bring out on stage for the stepmother after the ball, she puts her feet into the bucket to kind of relax. There is a fish in the bucket, a big marlin fish, and it's because in the old days there used to be fish in their buckets that they would soak their feet in, and the fish would eat away like at your dead skin and like your bunions and make your feet beautiful. And our director Richard wanted to capture that with a real fish in our bucket. Oh, that's weird.
I don't want to tip any hands, but I will say there's a very complex subplot going on that you will see glimpses of between the two mice, or rats, who become footmen. They have a very, very interesting relationship, and one that I think is worth an audience's attention. It's a testament to the production as a whole that even these small parts will have the ability to stop the show if the audience is paying enough attention. It's so much fun to get to try and be a fairy tale. The pressure of all of a sudden a solo where it's me and the audience and Cinderella, and I'm singing to her and I'm singing for them. But there's a moment when Cinderella actually makes her entrance where the music, the entire play stops, and there's so much magic in the room at that exact moment. All eyes turn to her. That's the moment when you know you're in the fairy tale. That's the moment when you see how beautiful and magical the world really can be. Film acting is full of starting and stopping. Theater acting, you press forward until you grow to a whole, a moment, an epiphany, or a lesson that becomes a part of you. I think live theater, there's so much talk all the time of, oh, the theater's going dead, the theater's going dark. But I think people will always know the difference between what's behind a lens and what's before their eyes.
You know, it's really a tremendous thing. You spend a lot of money to see a show like Wicked, and it's worth it because it's a tremendous production. But you're seeing a cast of seasoned professional actors, actresses, musicians. When you come see something like Cinderella that's produced by Boise State University, you're seeing the next generation of performing artists. And there's some pretty talented people, and there's some pretty strong people in this cast who I feel very confident right now are going to go on and make careers out of this. So you're supporting that next generation of performing artists, and you're seeing, you know, the next major stars in their school days right now, learning their craft and still bringing it on stage.
Your Majesties, Your Majesties, hey, stop the man necessities. Let's stop the man necessities for what?
The play Cinderella, I think, is really about knowing what you want and going and getting it, wishing hard for something, and then finding a way, any way, to capture that goal.
Cinderella is about hope. That's the reason we're telling it now, in a time when people need hope, and that's the reason it's timeless.
I think the story will always tell children and everybody, if they know what they want and they go and they do anything they can to get it, that their life is going to be a happily ever after.
It's about trying your hardest, and when you can't try anymore, wishing your hardest, and that impossible things do happen every single day, and that there's no reason to give up. Even if it seems like there's nothing else you can do, there's still magic in our world.
Impossible!